Hey everybody, welcome back. This is entry number 4 in the Diaries of a Real Estate Agent. I'm Nick Offenkamp with the Tartan team, and it's been a busy week. It's been longer than I was anticipating before making another entry here because I've had several clients that I've been meeting with. We've been putting in offers, doing home inspections. It's been an exciting time, and I'm especially grateful for that because I know for a lot of agents with 8% interest rates, as well as with getting into the holidays, this is the time of the year where the market really slows down and cools off. And so the fact that I've got clients that I'm working with and I'm busy, I feel just over the moon about that. Feeling good, feeling excited. But in this entry, what I really wanted to share about was how I got into real estate, why I love it, and a couple of thoughts that hopefully will be helpful to you wherever you're at in your real estate journey. So I grew up in the Vancouver, Washington area. Fisher's Landing is where I spent most of my childhood. Graduated from Mountain View High School, so I got that Thunder pride. But a couple years after graduating, I got married really young. Then my wife and I moved out to Minnesota, Minneapolis, St. Paul area. And then we spent 10 years out there. First, it was just pursuing school. And then we started having kids and making friends. And all of a sudden, it was 10 years later. And it's hard to believe how that happens. But it was during the last couple of years that we were in Minnesota. One of my good friends, a guy named Eric Bizey, who's the owner of an unbelievable real estate brokerage out there called Wits Realty. He started talking with me about the power of real estate investing. Now, Eric is one of those young entrepreneurial kind of guys that in his early 20s is when he bought his first property, and then he started buying duplexes, threeplexes, fourplexes. By the time he was almost 30, he had this huge portfolio, huge, at least for a 30-year-old, of 10, 12, maybe even 15 what are called doors, basically units that he owned and rented out. And through that, he was generating a significant amount of passive income every month so that most of his living expenses were being taken care of by that passive income and continuing to build wealth off of the appreciation of the real estate that he owned. So we had bought our first home, and as we were looking at selling it, Eric really started to talk to me about the option of renting it out instead and doing some creative things with either a line of credit or a cash out refi to be able to pull the equity from our existing home to purchase our next home and then keep the existing one as a rental. And so that really put real estate investing on my radar and made it accessible for even somebody like me who was making maybe $70,000 a year at that point. So not a ton of money, and it was just my income. I thought that real estate investing was only for the mega rich, but it was really cool to have the world open up to everyday people can build wealth through real estate. And then Eric also talked us through our first fix and flip, and this was right as COVID started, and so we went through enough of the process to see what it was like to buy property from a wholesaler. We actually got it under contract, and then it was kind of during that contingency period that there was a number of factors that came together, especially with COVID and with us moving back out to the Pacific Northwest. We decided we're not actually going to move forward on this one. But it is funny because I've kept tabs on that property, and it's amazing. The people that did buy it, it just makes me think, had we have actually found a way to have gone through with that property, we probably would have made $120,000 in about a 7-8 month period of rehabbing that property. So again, just the light bulbs were going off of how is that even possible that you can have such high returns in this asset of real estate? And I started following Bigger Pockets and listening to their podcast and engaging on the forum, and started listening to a whole bunch of other real estate investors. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and the whole principle of buying assets that pay you, leveraging debt to buy assets that bring a better return than the interest that you're paying on the debt. There's a ton of tax advantages to doing that as well, because debt isn't taxed in the way that your income normally is. So a lot of the really mega wealthy people do buy a ton of real estate because of the tax advantages and write-offs that are associated with it. But anyway, it got me really excited about the whole world of real estate. And I knew that in moving back to my hometown of Vancouver, that real estate was where I wanted to spend the rest of my career. And that I wanted to do that in a couple of different ways. One, as a real estate broker, because I've seen the vehicle for developing and growing wealth that real estate is, what a powerful vehicle it is. I want to help as many people as possible gain wealth through real estate, whether that's through your primary residence, whether that's that you're looking to buy your first investment property, or whether that's because you've had a few single family homes and now you're looking at selling those off so that you can do a larger multifamily project. Whatever it is, I really want to be able to help people think strategically, help them look creatively at different opportunities and options that there are within the real estate category or under that umbrella. And I just really enjoy being a consultant and being part of that process with folks. And then the second reason why I knew I wanted to stay in real estate is because I myself want to invest. I really, really love so many different facets of real estate investing. So I like single family, especially for short-term and mid-term rentals in developing markets. There's a handful of places, even around Washington, that I have my eye on that I would love to be buying property in. I love small multifamily. I love what it means to be able to come into a place that's been really poorly managed, where tenants haven't been taken care of the best, and to be able to come in and really turn that place around to create a much better experience, much better livability for the tenants that are already in there, as well as add value to a poorly managed or poorly maintained property. There really is the opportunity within real estate investing, I see, to find a community and then to leave it better than you found it, because that's really what good investing is, right? It's improving things to create more value out of them. So I love being able to do that myself. I love being able to help other people do it, because at the end of my life and at the end of the day, that's really the guiding principle, is I want to leave this place better than I found it. I want for there to be evidences of anywhere where I invested or anywhere where I helped other people's invest, that those investments were good, not just for myself and the other individuals that are buying in. Certainly I want it to be profitable, but more than that, I want it to truly be a good thing for the community, for there to be an enduring, lasting effect from the investment that's gone in. And I just think that, yeah, you can invest in the stock market, you can invest in a lot of different things, Bitcoin or gold or other assets, and those are fine. I'm not an investment advisor, so this isn't like advice or anything necessarily here, but you know, me pitching in another $5,000 or $10,000 to Google makes so much less of a difference than spending $10,000 on improving a property that makes it so much more livable for the next person in my community. I like seeing the tangible difference that my dollars make in very directly improving somebody else's life. So those are a couple of reasons, both philosophically and financially, why I love real estate. And so if you've thought at all about real estate investing, or that's a world that you want to know more about or start to dabble in, hey, I would love to talk with you further about it. So whether that's getting together for coffee or a drink or lunch or getting together over Zoom, I'd love to hear about what your goals are and share some of the things that I've learned. And gosh, if there's a way that I can help you get to where you want to go, well, that would be great. I would love that. So if you do want to get in touch, you can go to thetartanteam.com. All of my contact information is there, or you can find links for ways that we can schedule a meeting in the description down below. But as always, thanks for listening to my thoughts and musings here. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know if you've gotten into real estate investing. What are some of the counterpoints, things that I didn't address here that keep you from real estate investing? It'd be fun to have a little bit of a dialogue about that below. All right, well, I'll be back soon. Until then,